Recording yourself on video shouldn't have to make you nervous. It should feel just as comfortable as talking to somebody in the same room. But if you found that you are kind of procrastinating about filming yourself or putting it off or at least just overthinking it, then, well, you're just like I used to be. But it doesn't have to be that way. And if that's the case, then this video is for you. I've got 4 tips for you and 1 secret that very well could make all the difference. So let's get into it. First tip that I've got for you is to imagine the person that you're talking to. Have somebody in mind. Now, you might know somebody that you're familiar with, that you're comfortable with, and what you can do is just see that person as being on the other side of the camera or the phone, whatever you're using. And even if you have to put a photo up there so that you're looking at them, and yes, look at the camera, but don't talk to the camera. Talk to that person, because that's the person that's listening to you. Now, another idea, if you have a channel and you've been making videos and getting some comments, if you have a person that has been commenting on your videos frequently, then that really is the person that you're talking to, somebody that has been or is going to be commenting. And so have that person in mind and what you would say to them and get comfortable, because there's no reason to be uncomfortable. And another thing about that is talk to one person. That should make it easier right there. You're only speaking to one person. And I know I see these videos, and nothing wrong with it, I guess, but they're saying, hey guys, or you guys, or all of you, or I know that some of you. And when you see it that way, you're talking to a whole group of people. Truth is, you're not talking to your whole YouTube audience, the whole algorithm, all at once. You're talking to them all, but you're only talking to them one at a time. And something that's also helped me a little bit is to try to visualize what's going on when your video is getting watched. So what happens is, I hope you already have your thumbnail and your title ready before you start recording. It's always a good idea. So imagine this. Somebody's got their phone and they're just kind of scrolling through and looking for a nice video. And imagine them coming up on your thumbnail. Oh, and then they read your title and, hey, I want to see what that is. And they click. And then they start watching. That's when you start engaging with them on your video. And that's all it is. It's not a big thing. It's nothing that really should make you nervous. You're talking to one person. Talk to your friend. Talk to somebody that you just want to get information to. So that is 1 tip that I think can really help you a lot. Now, the second tip is really simple. And it's just something you have to remember to do. And that is to film yourself talking to the camera every day, 2 minutes at least. And even if you don't do anything with it, not saying you have to make a video to post every day, but film yourself saying something from your heart, expressing yourself with something for at least a couple minutes. I know whenever I've tried that, it always goes way over 2 minutes, but you can do that. Talk about something. If you want to erase it right away, I suggest you watch it first. But if you don't erase it, you did it. You recorded. And the idea is that if you do something every day like that, you'll find that amazingly, it gets easier every time. And if you do watch those little clips after you do them, you're going to see the difference. Even if you only record a real video once a week, let's say, then doing all those other little clips in between, you're going to see from one real video to the next one a huge difference in the way you feel when you're doing it. So record yourself every day. That'll help an awful lot. That was tip number 2. Now, tip number 3 is a good one too, but it's kind of odd. And I've never heard anybody give this tip, because some of these things I've heard here and there, but this tip I've never heard. And that is to do some things to make yourself feel good about yourself. And this might sound weird, but a lot of times when I record, I put on perfume. Nobody's going to know it, right? Or some essential oil in the air or something, whatever. Wear cute shoes, something you like. Even though nobody's going to see it, wear them anyway, or have fresh flowers in the room on the other side of the room. They're not even in the video. But the thing is, make your environment something that just makes you feel good and comfortable. And when you do that, it just kind of adds to the comfort that you get when you're making your video. In the beginning, it really does help. Treat yourself well. You deserve that. So that was tip number 3. Now I've got a 4th tip, and that tip is to remember that you are in control. Now, I know that you know this, but you've got to remind yourself. See, this is the thing. There's something about, at least for me, there always was something about recording myself that it made me nervous because it felt like it mattered, that this is a real thing and it's recorded. But when you really think about it, you are in control. You press the record button, and in the same way, you can press erase if you don't like it. What you do, what you record, nobody in the whole entire world is going to see it unless you've watched it, maybe edited it a little bit, but unless you approve of it completely, nobody else has to see it. And I know that sounds obvious that you're in control, but if you just look at the camera, take a deep breath, and say, let's give it a try. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you'll find that so many times when you think it's not going to work that first time around, it comes out beautifully, just because you're able to relax, knowing that you are in control. Okay, so that's 4 tips. Now I've got a secret for you. Why do I say it's a secret? I say it's a secret because I've never heard anybody really say it this way. And it really is the one thing that for me made the most difference in the way I am on camera. And I got to say this, that if you want to see the difference, I know this sounds weird, but if you go to my channel page and take a look at the first couple of videos that I made, my first videos, and they say you got to start off making bad videos. I know. But my first ones, now that I take a look at them, they're kind of cringy. But I leave them there because it's part of the story, right? And also, if you take a look at 1 or 2 of those, you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to, and then take a look at maybe one of the last couple of videos that I've done. And I don't have that many. This channel really isn't very old. But you'll see a huge difference, really, in just my comfort and the way I'm coming across. And I'm about to give you the reason for that, okay? I had to make a decision a while back that if YouTube wasn't going to be fun, I just wasn't going to be able to do it. I had to find a way to make it enjoyable because I was stressing myself out, thinking, I've got to do all of this. And you look at your statistics too much and you watch all the videos that tell you all the stuff you have to do, and it can be really overwhelming, and I was not enjoying it. And it dawned on me that if I'm not enjoying doing this, and if I'm not enjoying making the recording, then nobody's going to enjoy watching it. I'm sure you've seen people perform as amateurs or give a recital or something, and they're so nervous, or somebody giving a speech and they are just scared, and you're not enjoying watching it. You're just feeling sorry for them. Now, if you get on the camera and you're nervous and it's obvious, people aren't going to enjoy watching you. So what do you do to actually enjoy it and get a flow? I know it's good to have a script. If you want to write it all out, it's good exercise, but please just don't read your script. Think about it a little bit and just talk. Or you can do bullet points. Bullet points are great. If you have to start and stop and look at your bullet points, a lot of people recommend that. That's okay. But what I'm finding works a whole lot better than that is to have it all in your head, as few points as possible, but have it be something that is coming from deep down inside you, okay? You don't have to rehearse it. I used to rehearse things so often. I would just practice, and it would come out awful, I think. But Make it as simple as you can so you can remember it. Talk from your heart. Communicate something that you think is really important for that person that you're talking to hear. And relax with it and let it go. And about those bullet points, if you kind of, I hate to use the word memorize, that sounds a little stiff, but you can remember basically the points that you've got. Then if you're getting through your video and for some reason you forget something, I want to tell you something. A video where you get every single detail in it, but it's kind of stiff and kind of performed, is not going to have the same effect as that same video if you're really comfortable and you're just talking from your heart and you forget to say something. Nobody's going to know what you forgot. Unless you said, I have 5 points, you only get 4, something like that. But basically, if you just forget some of these little details, it will work because it's flowing from you. And to me, that's the most important thing, because if you can just talk to a person and rant on and on about something you love or something you're excited about, you don't have to take notes for that. And really, that's all this is. We want to be authentic. And another thing, if you can't do that, then you might need to adjust your content. Now, I'm not saying change your niche. Although, if you have a niche that you're really not that excited about, if you chose it because, oh, this is a good idea. Oh, people like that. Maybe I can get a lot of views for this. That's not it. You got to pick something that you would want to talk about a video a week for the next couple of years. And if you can't see yourself doing that without burning out, maybe think about checking out another idea for your niche. But you probably have the right niche, especially if you're following advice that I hear lately, that you are the niche, that it's you, that your thoughts and your stories and your dreams, that's what you're putting out. Okay, but if you're still uncomfortable, change your content up a little bit so that you can be comfortable with it. Don't just go with a trend unless it's something that you really are excited about. And to me, that was one of the biggest ideas that transformed the way that I'm talking on camera now, because I've got this long list of ideas for videos, and a whole lot of them I could just talk about like I'm talking right now. I hope you can tell I'm having a good time with this. I've been thinking about this for hours. I gotta do this tonight. This is gonna be so good. It's the attitude you have about it, not I have to make a video, okay? But all these ideas that I've got written down, not all of them do that to me. Let yourself choose, because don't make yourself do a video just because it's a good idea, or even because somebody else told you, oh, you should make a video about this. Maybe so. But if it's not what you're going to flow with, what's going to excite you or get you thinking very deeply about things, whatever your theme is for your videos, you need to make an adjustment on your content. And when you do that, then you'll start to get so comfortable that you can even attack some of these things that might have been uncomfortable for you before. So give that a try. And really, I think that's going to make all the difference. Because if you can talk about something that is inside you, that you are sure is going to make a difference for the person that's listening, then that's just going to transform your comfort in front of the camera. So set everything up and press record and make that video and post it and brighten somebody's day. Oh, and brighten my day a little bit too. And you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. And I'll catch you in the next.